And repeat.
Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Winx here, and I'm going to be doing a top 5 Paladins champions video. So coming in at number 5, we have the champion Victor. You've probably heard about him or used him because he's a really new character and a really good one in my opinion. His grenade, which you can use by pressing the Q key, obviously, is a very strong and powerful ability if you use it correctly. It is very strong when there's like a group of bunched up enemies or even to finish someone off at times. His other ability, a mobile one, is a sprint in most people's eyes. It is almost as fast as a horse, and it's really handy when you are in a tight situation and need to get out, or even into a certain situation. So that's Victor. Now let's move on to our number 4 position. Also, one more thing. I noticed this when I was editing it. I forgot to talk about his ultimate thing, whatever. It's kind of like an airstrike, you call it in, and it puts a bunch of missiles on that area when someone's around there, and it's really good, and it can take out a bunch of people at once. So yeah, now let's move on to number 4.
Time and repeat.
Alright, coming in at number 4, we have the champion Cassie. She is amazing at like all ranges, but especially at long range. She has the ability to dive roll, which is really helpful for getting out of close quarters situations and even dodging. Her right click ability is kind of a special bow shot, which knocks opponents into the air, leaving them really vulnerable for a few seconds. Cassie's last but definitely not least ability is very powerful and does a crap ton of damage, and it's almost like a ball of fire flying at the enemy. Now, I don't know exactly what her ult does because I have never seen it really do anything, but I'm pretty sure it targets the opponent that you locked it onto to your teammates. But yeah, that's all for Cassie. Let's move on to number 3.
Time and repeat.
Alright guys, coming in at number 3, we have the champion Eevee. She's insanely powerful in all ranges. It was like very glass cannon-ish, I guess. She does a lot of damage, but is really slow at shooting, and her projectile travel is very slow, but does a lot of damage. Her first ability, which is activated by the right click, freezes Eevee up like in a block of ice, and makes her completely safe for a few seconds, which is really helpful. This is good in a situation where you kind of need to regenerate your health, or even sometimes an ability. And her next ability is a mobile one, which lets her fly around on her broomstick thing for a couple of seconds, and is really useful for getting out of a situation or getting to a certain place that you need to be. Her last ability, which is another mobile one, so she has like 3 mobility abilities, counting the horse, is used just like the other one to get out of that situation or get into a certain spot. Lets you teleport to any position that you want inside of the map, and is very useful at times. Her ult, which is very strong, spawns up a blizzard or snowstorm that does a lot of damage to anyone inside of that snowstorm. That's it for Eevee. Let's move on to number 2 position.
Time and repeat.
Alright guys, coming in at our number 2 position is Androxus. This champion is really powerful in all ranges and has a pistol-ish kind of weapon that does a good amount of damage and can pull off a 3-shot burst using its right click ability. His other ability lets him almost teleport 3 times instantaneously, and when you're done, it gives you the ability to kind of float in the air for a couple of seconds. It's called Nether Step. His last ability lets him absorb all of the damage coming at him and lets him even reflect it back at them and do most of the damage they would have done to you. His ult turns his arm into a grenade launcher type of weapon for about 4 to 5 seconds and do a ton of splash damage. This combined with the floating at the end of the Nether Step, or the teleporting, is very powerful and lets you get a lot of damage off on the enemies. So that's it for Androxus. Let's move on to our number 1 spot.
Time and repeat.
Alright guys, at our number 1 position we have what is in my opinion the most overpowered champion in the game. This would be Grover. His movement speed is insanely slow unless you use Nature's Demise, which makes you go pretty fast and catch up to anyone. And that gets activated by the Q key. So he is a melee champion and does a lot of damage, and he even hits at like a good range even if he's melee. He's really broken and needs a nerf, which is why I'm putting him at number 1 on the list. His mobile ability is Divine Grapple, which allows you to grapple to a point at a certain range. His right click ability lets him throw his axe to do a lot of damage. The thing that is most overpowered about him is not only his damage, but his ult, which does so much damage for 5 to 6 seconds and can kill the whole team so fast. His ult makes him start spinning in circles and like swinging his axe, and anyone in a certain vicinity will get killed almost instantly. But I did really well that game, so I'm just gonna leave in the rest of the game to show you how like broken he is. Yeah, that's it for my top 5. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Enemy killing spree.
This can make me go very fast. Now you see my bite.
Killing spree.
Behold the dragon's fury! Behold the dragon's fury! It's not my time yet.
Enemy killing spree. Victory.